Hello friends, Ashton here. So in this video, I'd like to share a new project with Google Cloud Vision API integration with Google Sheets and Google Forms. So basically what we can do here, we are taking advantage of the Google Cloud Vision API, so we can analyze the image. We can, give an image some kind of label the image. Like for example, if I have an image of a cat, maybe we can label them like we have the cat or something similar. And this is just one showcase here. And also we can detect or we can extract the text. If we have some text on this image or photo, we can extract this, detect this text by using this API. And also we can grab some colors, maybe the primary color of this image or secondary color. I think we can get 10 colors from that API if I can remember correctly. And in this demo case, I only do these three things. So for labeling and text detection and color detection. And in this API, we have other features. So you can check this link and you're going to have a full list, I think. So let me just open this. So you can do even more with this API. Oops, something is wrong here for a page. Let me try it again. I think this is wrong. All right, so I'm going to fix that link later. So you will see here, we can do some like this face detection and landmark detection and logo detection. So right now we are using here in this project, we are just using, I think, for labeling, but this labeling is not label detection. So we are using the text detection and something. So basically text detection and the color. So I think this image properties, including the colors and the labeling or things like this. So basically you can read this document here if you want to explore more and add more functionalities. Okay, so this is about the API here we are using in the project, and you can read this post if you want and just to explain, go through the process if you want to set up from your site. And I'm going to show you, give a very quick demo here first. So this is the project we set up, and here, as you can see, and so first I'd like to show you for the Google Sheets how we can use it in Google Sheets. Okay, so I have this table set up here for you, and you basically need to enter some image URLs in this table. Like for example, I have this image here, right? So the first column is going to be the URLs to your image. So this image can be any public image you want to use or an image which is on your Google Drive. Okay, so if this is an image on your Google Drive, make sure the URL should be something like, you should have an ID equal to the ID of the image, because I'm using this as a keyword to get the ID of the file on your Google Drive. And also you need to make sure you have the access to this file, or you won't get the image. And if this is working right, and this preview here, if you can see a preview of the image here, that means this URL should be good. Okay, so this is basically the second column, just a formula for us to preview the image. And here for the labels, text and colors, these three columns, they are input, also they are output. Okay, so right now you will see here the output is going to be the result like this. But as an input, what I can do here, I can delete this information. And if I want to return one label, I just put number 1 here. So if I want to get 3 labels or 4 labels, I can put a 3 here. So this is the result I want to return from this image. And maybe let's just try 5 this time. And the text, so if I want to detect the text from this image, so I can put a true here. If you don't want to detect the text, you can leave it empty, okay? And the colors, So I think we can have 10 colors. So for this case, let's just get the primary color. So we just enter the number 1 here. If you want to get 3 colors, so you can put a 3 here. So if I get a 1 here, I can get a number 1. And I believe I need to remove the status OK to make it working, because if it's OK, the script we're going to ignore this line. Okay, so let me just have a try, and I hope we get the result back. All right, so you will see here 5 labels if I remember correctly. So we have this information here, and it's even get these pet supplies. That for sure is correct. And then we have the text. I think right now we just show you we get the text. This is get all the text as we want it. And in this showcase, you will see here we got the Chinese, and we also get the English, and I believe here we have some Japanese. So I think he's supporting, I think, most of the languages we are. And this color, I think this is the primary color of this image we got from there. And if the status is OK, so that means we get the result back. But if we get some errors, we show this error. So we should have something like this, and it's going to, just in case we have some errors. But in this example, we don't have an error, so it's OK. So this is basically the integration with Google Sheets. And if you think this is what you want, and you can make a copy of the project and get started to use it. And I'm going to show you how to set up. From your side, we need some extra steps. All right, so I'm going to show you later after the demo for the Google Forms. And so basically you can add more to process. All right, so this is the demo for Google Sheets. And then we have Google Forms. So for Google Forms, I already have a form linked to this spreadsheet. All right, so this is the form we are using. So as simply like this, just the email address, so I can get an email for the process. After the process, we have some data for the image, and then we get an email, and we send this report, like a report, to this email. So you can also try this form and get some result. So like this way, I'd like to add this image here. Okay, this is the image. I have to drag it to here. Okay, so email address and the image. And then in this demo form, we also getting the data for the labels. So in this script, I set it 3 labels, and the text, if we have any text, and the colors, I have 3 colors in the in this script for processing these forms. And let me just try to submit. Okay, so we should have the data here, but it's going to take a while to process this image to get the labels and the text and the colors back, and send an email if everything is working correctly. So we get this label and the text, color. Seems we only get 2 colors. I don't know why, but we get some colors here, and then the status is also added here. So these columns, there are extra columns there in the form, but they are after the submission. So let me show you here. I'm not sure if I can get added this form. So I have a developer section here in this form. So this form is basically okay. So this form is submitted after this. Should be submitted from after this image uploader. So this developer section won't be seen by the users. So they are just used by this script. Just in case you need to create your own form. So you also need to add this dev section in your form. Okay. just to support this script. So it's basically working very similarly, but this is just an integration example for the Google Forms. All right. So to be able to, use it. So if you're thinking this is a kind of tool you're looking for, and you can simply make a copy of my project, and I'm going to show you because there is a critical step in this process, and I'd like to show you in this video. Okay, so follow me here. So first, you should be able to find a link in the description of this video. All right, so you can make a copy of that, and then I'm going to keep this copy name here, and I'm going to make a copy for this tool to show you how to set this up. So once this is copied, so the first thing from your side is this form, okay? This Google form here, because I have the access to my own form, so it's also copied to my to this Google Sheets. But from your side, you won't have a form created and connected to this Google Sheets from your side, I believe. So that means you need to create from the tools, and you're going to create a new form, and I'm not sure if it's going to link it automatically to this Google Sheets, but if it's not, you have to manually link it to this Google Sheets. All right, so this is about the form, and in the form, you need to make sure, as I just mentioned in this demo for the Google Forms, you have to add a dev section for these columns, for these preview, labels, text, colors, and status. So these fields need to be added. All right. So this is about the form setup. So this is the first step after you have the copy on your Google Drive. And then the next step is critical. Okay, so go to extensions and app script. So this step is going to be a little bit difficult for most of the users, I think, because it's going to require us to create a Google Cloud project and connect it to this project. So by default, if I go to the settings, the project settings, so here we have this Google Cloud Platform project. So this is the kind of default one Google assigned for this project. But we need to create a standalone project for this because we need to enable the Cloud Vision API for the project. So by default, this project won't include that API. So you won't be able to use the Google Cloud API. Vision API in the default project. So that's why we need to change this project. But before we change it, we have to create our own, okay? Because I already have one, so I can simply go to my, original project, and I can got the ID. And I'm going to show you how the project, you can create your own. I have a post you can check. So here is the project ID. So I think I can open this project for you. It's basically Google Cloud project with the Google Cloud Vision API enabled. All right. So here you're going to have the project. This is going to be our project name. So for this one, it's just Google App Script projects, because I'm using this project for most of the YouTube videos if we require something like this. So I'm going to use the same project for all of them. And this project number is something I need to copy and use it here. I'm going to show you later before we do that. So for you maybe need to create a new project. And if you already have some project, you can use them for sure. But I suggest you create a new one. And after you have the project created, make sure you have the billing method added, because I think this API, we have some free quota there, but I think Google is going to ask you for the billing method to be added for your account, okay? So this is also very important, or you won't be able to use it. And then the next one, I think, is this enabled API and services. So I'm not going to go through all the steps for how to set up the project because, as I said, we have a post, so you can check. I'm going to show you later. So here we should have the Cloud Vision API. Here Vision API added. So if this is not here, so by default the first new project, it won't be here. And what you need to do, so right now it's already enabled, but for you're going to click on this Enable APIs and Services. And here you can do a search for Vision or API or something like that. And then I think it's called Cloud Vision API. So you have to enable this API in your project. Okay, so right now it's already enabled. And for other steps, so this is a very basic setup. So we have to enable the Cloud Vision API for the project to be able to use it in our Google Apps Script project. So let me just, so for the other details, I suggest you read, let me go back to, okay, so the step 2 here. So there is a guide here to show you how to set up a Google Cloud project for the Google Apps Script project. But in this example, I'm using the Google Blogger API. So basically, it's just a different API, but just to replace the Google Blogger API with the Cloud Vision API, it should be all good. And we need to add a payment method for this API. But in that example, we don't need to have that one. Okay. So that's about this step. So once we have the project set up, and we can get, where is it, dashboard? So we copy the project number, and we change the project and paste the project number here and set the project. So if everything you set up for the project is correctly, and you should be able to set this project as the Google Apps Script project for yourself, all right? And then we are in this copy, and we have the cloud project set up for this one. And now we can try to run this again. Okay, so I can delete this. I'm going to run one label, text true, in color for 1, and I can try to run it. It seems like it's already authorized. Maybe it's because I'm using the same, the same project for this one. So it's already because I already authorized that project to, use the access for this one. So for yourself, I think it's going to ask you for the authorization. Then so for the first time, should ask you for the authorization, but it just goes complete the authorization process, and you should be able to use it. So like you can see here, so this is the copy of the project, and I will be able to use it. And for the Google form, so if I go to the forms, let me check if I have any response. So this is also a copy of the form, and we don't have any responses here. All right. So for yourself, you should create the form, and then you can link it to a Google Sheet because it's already linked to this sheet for this example. And before you submit the form, you need to make sure the trigger is set up. Okay, you have to install the trigger to handle the form submission. All right, so just install the trigger, and once this trigger is installed, and you have this option to uninstall it, and we can try to submit something here. So let me try it if I can. It's published, and I'm going to use the same image. So drag the image here. Okay, it's published. Okay, so this is the in preview mode. I cannot submit. That is weird. Let me try it again. Let me close. I'm not sure if this is the copy. So this is the copy, and I'm going to get the link and try it again. Email and upload image. And submit. Okay, so while we are processing this image, I'd like to show you another thing here. So you will see, so this is basically the email we should get after. So if we submit the form, and we should be able to see something like this. And you will see this is the uploaded image, and the labels, the text, and the colors, the status for the form submission. So that's basically the integration with Google Form. So I think in this copy, so we also have, so we received this response, and we processed the image with the labels and text and colors and status. Okay, so this is basically how you can set up from your side. And I think the most important and the critical step in this process is how you can set up. So you need to follow my instructions and set up a Google Cloud project from basically your account, and then you can use it and link it to this AppScript project, and then you should be all good to go. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. Thank you. Bye.